There's a little church back on the country road near the farm, and that's where I went to church. And that church is where I first encountered Christ and was baptized over there. I started drifting from church, and that connection had started fading, but it was still there. I mean, I still knew right and wrong. I still knew who I was and where I was supposed to be. And then if you fast forward from there several years into the mid-90s, we were in the housing construction business. And in the construction business, it was extremely wide open and booming at that time. Unfortunately, all of our projects that were of large numbers started piling up right around the housing crash in 03, 04, and we fell victim to that. So that was a major impact, and I think from that point on, I think really everything started spiraling down really quickly.
I'd get up, I'd be out of the house by 6:30 going to Atlanta. I'd come home, he wouldn't be home. I'd have to make sure the house was clean. I'd change the sheets, babies do a lot. It was a long night, and then we'd get up and we'd do it again. We just got very, very involved in this bubble, this idea of what we thought was a perfect life, and it wasn't.
There was no doubt in my mind I was going to fix the problem, and I was going to fix it on my own. I figured I got myself into it, I'm going to get myself out of it, and I fought that for probably 8 years and struggled with starting over, and essentially I did start over. And I was very fortunate in the fact that with hard work and effort would ultimately lead me into a relationship with clients that were really good clients, made good customers, and we didn't have to travel far to find the work that we were getting. But I'd come home at night and I'd just be like, golly, everything seems to be so great, but everything is totally falling apart. Nothing is in sync. There's still something missing, and I couldn't put my fingers on it. Our son had got invited to youth night at Southern Hills, and we dropped him off one night, and we picked him up, and he had had a good time. And the next weekend, I have to credit the Moats family, Melissa and Ron and Grayson.
Grayson Moats invited me to church, and is the first lock-in, I think. And after that, I just started coming, and then I got my parents to come.
So there was a Sunday that we were there, and Shannon did this thing that was something like I'd never seen before. He comes out with this rope, and this rope's got this little piece of tape on it. He referenced the fact that piece of tape is our life, and never mind what's going on before, never mind what's going on behind. It's only what matters right here in this little 1-inch mark. When I left that day, I really got to thinking about it, and I thought, golly, if the average life expectancy is 80 years, just say, I'm 44 years old. I can cut that piece of tape in half, and when I really looked at half my life being over, I realized that the only time I had left was with my family, and that was really the turning point for me that just started breaking it all down. Not too long after that, we had gone to Amelia Island on vacation, and we were down there, and I had a lot of time to really sit and think about what was going on in my life and what was happening. So we're back in town from vacation. I run back on the back side of the farm, and I jump in this loader, and there's a major mechanical breakdown. I shut the machine off, and as I started out of it, my foot slipped, and I hit my knee on the way down on the side of the machine, and I was on the ground. I was right there on both knees, and I just, in that instance, I just said, you know what, God, I'm done. I'm tired of running. There's nowhere else to run. I've tried to win this thing on my own, and there was no winning it. There's no winning without God. And right there in that moment, I changed my life. From that minute on, my tone changed, the way we discipline our son changed, the way my wife and I talk changed, the way we interacted changed.
We do things together. We cook together. We clean together. We want to do date night. We never did date night. So everything is better. Everything is better, and I give it all to God.
Forgiveness is really monumental. Just not only God's forgiveness, but my wife's forgiveness. my son's forgiveness and forgiveness from friends and mending friendships and relationships that should have been mended a long time ago. Jesus is by far the Lord and Savior that absolutely saved my life, and without him there's nothing. I mean, there's absolutely nothing. You can try to live your life without Christ in your life, and you may get as far as I got, you may get further, but I believe ultimately that there is a crash in sight without. I would never want to go back to where I came from and give up what I've been given now. I mean, a second chance on life and a new beginning, and I mean, it's just everything is better.